What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Two Guys, 1 Week podcast. My name is Tyler Plack, and I'll be your host. And alongside me, he was at the racetrack today, Mr. Alex Smith.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Hello, Alex.
How
are you doing, buddy?
Oh, we're living the dream.
Just like Morgan Wallen. Anywho, before we get started, guys, real quick, this is an adult podcast, so we may use foul language to talk about adult topics. And overall, not really care if people like us or agree with us in our opinions. So, if this offends you in any way, shape, or form, please, and neither of us can stress this enough, please go find another podcast to listen to. Thank you. Goodbye. Adios. Sayonara.
You're welcome.
Something else. All right. Holy, dude. I had a good week.
I did too. I think it like before getting on here, I was like, I didn't really do a whole lot this week, and then I started thinking about it and like writing it out so I didn't forget. And I was like, I actually did a good amount of stuff this week.
Hey, we weren't boring people for once.
Exactly. All right, so like you said, we'll do our usual 1 week segment, and then we're gonna switch out the podcast a little bit, kind of do less news, less like sports reporting, I guess.
Yeah.
And just kind of, I guess, bits or different segments or stuff. Just something to change it up, make it a little more.
Have a lot more fun.
Yeah. Kind of stray off of stuff more. Okay, so 1 week segment, like I said, hot sports news. A what would you do segment, which I think we started last week.
Started that last week.
Alex's question of the week, which we also started last week. And then,
You're shitting me?
situation of the week. So, how about you go first? Because I know you had a lot going on this week.
Fuck, dude, I had a great week. All right, so my week was fantastic. So let's just kind of, I'm just going to kind of go in kind of order. So last weekend, Olivia was out of town. She came back on Tuesday. We got our wedding bands. So we officially have our wedding rings in our possession.
Nice.
They fit great. They look great. So we're very happy with those. So yeah, been paying off on those. So not fun. Yeah. I'm getting poorer by the moment. But yeah, got to go and hit BP on the field on Monday and Tuesday last week at my school during baseball practice. And it was like 28 degrees, and the wind was blowing in, and the best I could do was put it off the wall. So my kids were chirping me, and I was like, you know what? You guys couldn't get out of the infield. So,
Right.
And I'm hitting a wood bat, and you guys are hitting the illegal hyped fires or whatever they are. So, yeah.
Oh, they can use drop fives.
Yeah, they use drop fives. And then Thursday night, so I went out of town over the weekend. So Thursday night, I decided I wanted to make Olivia and I an excellent dinner. And so I decided to do my take on a surf and turf. It's a classic staple in the restaurant industry. So I did a couple steaks on the grill. We each got a nice steak. I did a New York, and because Olivia doesn't like any sort of fat in her steaks, I do a bottom round for her. So there's just straight fucking muscle. There's no fat, and it's really not all that juicy, but she likes it, so I'll take it. Then I did that was my turf. My surf portion of it was some very well made pan-seared scallops. I actually did really fucking good on them. I was shocked for my first time ever cooking a scallop on how good I did. Then we did baked potatoes and steamed broccoli, and dude, that was a good night of eating for Tyler. I enjoyed that night. So did Olivia.
Sounds good.
And then Friday I got up and in the afternoon made my way towards good old Michiana. If for those of you who don't know, that is the northern part of Indiana. For that is pretty much Michigan. Is known as Michiana. But I was up in northern Indiana this past weekend. I guess this current weekend for recording time, but for when you're listening this past weekend, up there doing a lot of fishing. So I went up with my cousin's fiance, and he and I spent the entire weekend fishing. So I up there Thursday early evening. Went out to dinner that night at a place called the Goshen Brewing Company. It's very similar to the Columbus Brewing Company, if you've ever been there, Alex, down in good old Columbus, Indiana.
I have not.
They have like a rotating seasonal menu, and then they have their own in-house beers that they make. I got whatever the fuck their light beer was. It was really good, though. It was actually good beer. And then I got a Texas brisket barbecue sandwich and their kind of barbecue-ish potato chips, and fucking, it was good. It was pricey. A 16-ounce beer, a sandwich, and some potato chips was like fucking $23. But it was good food.
Right, and it was like house-made beer, right?
Yep, it was house.
Yeah.
It was in house. Funny enough, the beer was only like $4. So I was like, what the fuck?
Well,
Yeah, the
Gotta make
fucking
your
the
money back
sandwich
somewhere
was
else, I guess.
say the sandwich and chips were like 16. I was like, ooh,
Oh,
but it was good. It was, I mean, it was good food. It wasn't a huge portion, but it was good food. So then from there, we walked across the parking lot to the Elkhart River and decided to fish there for a bit before we went back for the night. Fish there, and my cousin's fiance and we were fishing for smallmouth and northern pike, and we're fishing, and he gets fucking bumped. He's throwing a square bill crankbait, Alex, and he gets bumped and sets the hook nicely, and all of a sudden, it's not a smallmouth. It was a very large northern pike. It was about an 8-pound pike, we're estimating, and it fought him hard. Dude, that thing fucking, so he caught it more out in the middle of the river, so it's an ambush fish. So it ambushes out of its hidey hole and comes and gets you. So it fucking came flying out, grabbed his crankbait, which is not an ideal lure for to be catching pike on, and runs it back in, and then flips real hard and head shakes, and it popped off. And dude, we fished that river in that spot for another hour, and he would not fucking budge. So then we moved. And we went over to the dam in Goshen, and fucking we fished below the dam in the spillway. And your boy caught a new species of fish. I was out throwing a cull shad 6-inch size, for those of you who are fishermen from Berkeley. And I caught me we're not sure if it was a walleye or a sawguy. But I caught one of them. So it will, I will post a picture on social media of me with my fish. But yeah, so I am very hyped about that. It was a nice fish. Alex, I'm going to send you a picture of it. So yeah. So then from there, we went back, hung out. We actually got we went to the Walmart and got a Jack's Pizza each. The Walmart in Goshen was quite an experience. At about fucking 10:30 at night, it was quite the experience of individuals. No hate to you if you're from Goshen. I'm sure you're a nice person, but it was Walmart, so fucking, went back, made pizzas, ate said pizzas, and then went to bed because we fucking woke up at like 5:45 Saturday morning and went back over to the river where we had started fishing and fished there for about an hour and a half. So we'll start from. So got up. I had a 6-pack of mini donuts because who doesn't love mini powdered donuts from Hostess?
right.
And a caffeinated beverage, and we went to the river and fished about an hour and a half. Didn't get squat. Moved over to a different pond where he caught a pickerel. Joey caught a pickerel, which is a small version of a northern pike. So we technically did catch a pike this weekend. He caught that, which was nice. Went and saw his parents. Then we went back and got the boat. Went out on the lake with the boat. And then if you guys want to see the videos of me catching my fish from the weekend, which I'm about to describe here, go ahead and check out my YouTube, Tyler Plackey Hobbies. It will be coming out at some point in the future. I will be sure to link it on our Twitter once it does come out. I just have to edit the video together. But anywho, went out on the boat. We were on the boat for probably 4.5 or 5 hours. He caught 2 fish. I caught 1. The water is very cold, but my 1 fish probably outweighed his 2 combined, so I was pretty fucking happy. I got like a 2.4 pound fish. It was really funny. So I'm throwing like an 8-foot diving crankbait, chartreuse colored, and you can hear it in the video. I'm like, oh, I just got nudged, and I just keep reeling. I'm like, oh, I didn't get nudged. I got hit, and I fucking pulled this fish and did. I couldn't have caught him any less. Like it was. I don't know how the fuck he didn't come off. Yeah, I pulled him right on in, and so we fished out there for a fucking while. So, have you heard about me and my swans?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so for the last 2 years of my life, I have been tricked on 3 or 4 occasions by fake swans where I think they're real. And I get made fun of a lot for it. This weekend, I finally saw real swans. Have you ever seen a swan in real life?
I want to say yes, but
Mr.
I'm not
Alex.
sure.
I think you're cutting out, buddy. What'd you say?
I said I want to say yes, but I don't know for sure.
So I did for sure this weekend. Swans in the wild, buddy. Those are some big birds, dude.
Really?
Those are dude. They make geese look tiny.
Oh, maybe I haven't
Like
been.
they're 3 or 4, like fucking 3 or 4 times the size of a goose.
Oh my!
Like it's a big bird, and they don't fucking look nice either. So I finally saw real swans, which was sick. I fired up about that. So we finished fishing there. I went back and dropped the boat off, and then we had oh, then we went to fucking actually on the way back. We went to a couple stores. We went to a couple. Have you ever heard of a dented can store?
No.
So it's a store tip. So I was up in Amish country. And it's a store that's typically for like misprint bags and fucking dented cans that they can't sell at a normal store.
Yeah.
And so these typically Amish people buy them wholesale, really fucking cheap, and then resell them for a super big markdown, pretty much. And so we went to a couple of those. Have you ever tried hot honey Pringles?
No. Sounds good.
Dude, they were legit. Fucking, I'm not a big like hot honey fan, and I'm very picky about my Pringles. But dude, these were some good Pringles. So yeah, so we went to a couple stores, went back, dropped off the boat. I got my Mike and Ike's. So you guys can see here, and if you can't see them, that means you're not watching the podcast. So stop what you're doing and actually watch the podcast. Went back to his house, dropped the boat off, and I was told I had a nice surprise coming my way. So we got our fishing stuff loaded up in his truck. He grabbed his kayak and he said, "Okay." He goes, "Can't tell anyone where we're going." And I said, "Don't worry. I'm horrible with direction areas. I'm not going to know where we're at." We went out to his mom's old boss's house. So up in northern Indiana, specifically Elkhart County, it's considered the trailer capital of the United States. So if you see like a fifth wheel trailer for like an RV, or you see like an actual like coach RV or anything on the road, they're most likely made in Elkhart County, Indiana. So I have like Mike and Ike stuck in my teeth and it's pissing me off. This old boss owned one of these trailer companies. And so we got to go out, and he had like 77 acres or 78 acres, and he had like a 5-acre private stock pond we had to go out and fish for like 5.5 hours on a kayak, dude. Oh man, did we have some fun out there?
I say, but that was fun.
It was a lot of fun. I think he and I combined in that. Boy, it wasn't even 5. It was probably like 3.5 hours. I think that time, I think he and I combined for like 33 or 34 fish.
Oh my god.
Dude, we caught a lot of fucking fish, dude. I got all bass. Out of that pond. I think I caught 14 or 15 that day. He caught 14 or 15 bass, 2 crappie, funny enough on a jerkbait, which should not happen. And then this poor bluegill, dude. He caught a bluegill. So he was throwing a jig, and for those of you that don't know, a jig is a heavy lead weight with a lure on it and you typically throw a trailer on it, and you throw on the bottom and you hop it and you wait to feel the bump. Once you feel the bump, you set the hook real hard and pull up. So he's fishing this jig, and he feels the bump, right? He feels like a tension to his line, so he sets the hook. The tension to his line was not a bass biting his lure, as much as it was the side of a small bluegill running into the end of his hook. And he gave this poor bluegill a through and through piercing with his 5-aught size jig.
Oh
and
my.
he put a hole in this poor bluegill, dude. We felt so bad. Dude, this poor fish. He was not having a good day. So, but yeah. So we fished out there for a while. We had a ton of fun. Awesome fucking video coming that way. I wore my camera the whole time, so yeah, I almost fell out of the kayak a couple times. So that was fun, but I did not fall out of the kayak, actually. I was able to stay in, but boy, was I close. But I wanted to touch on my experience, one of my first true experiences around Amish people. Alex, have you spent a lot of time around the Amish?
When I worked at Aldi, they came in like a decent amount, but...
So, have you ever been like in Amish country, living in Amish country?
I think between Versailles and Madison kind of is, but it's nothing crazy.
So, up in Elkhart County is Amish country, like fucking true Amish country. And, dude, they're an interesting group.
Yeah.
So, the horse and buggies are interesting. It's funny because you can be driving at night and you hear that for the fucking horse running down the road. Apparently a lot of them die from extremely preventable causes, such as getting like ran over by a car in their buggy, and like disease and stuff because they don't go to normal doctors.
Right.
Fun fact, apparently they don't pay any taxes because it's against their religion, which goes into the fact of
Hey, me too.
I said me too. I think I get the religious. Can I not claim that too? I don't fucking pay taxes, so I'm not sure if that's 100% true. So if you work for the IRS, first off, don't call me. But do comment down below anonymously whether or not the Amish have to pay income taxes or any sort of tax.
And if you're Amish and sneaking
so
to
yeah.
watch this, let
Yeah.
us know.
No. So I think they'd be a bad Amish person if they're watching. So I learned something about them. So the joke about them not having electricity is incorrect. So they don't run off of the power grid. So they can use electricity as long as it is solar. So if so almost every Amish house has solar panels on it because you're technically not of the world at that point, which stays within their religious beliefs in some way.
That makes sense.
So I think that's about all I did. Drove back today. Yeah. Watched the Masters a bit. But yeah, that was kind of my week. Caught a lot of fish. Had a lot of fun. That was my first time up near Michigan, up in the Michiana area. I mean, besides being up in Chicago, but I don't count that because that's different than where I was.
Right.
It really is kind of a different world up there, though. Interesting enough, it does not. It feels like totally different than southern central Indiana.
Really?
Like once you get north of Kokomo, it's weird, dude. It's odd. I like it though. It was an interesting vibe.
Yeah, Indiana's not the same at all throughout the whole state. You could,
Fuck
you
no,
could,
it's
like,
not, dude.
like you said, I've gone to South Bend for like Notre Dame, and you get up there, and you could go up there, and you're still in Indiana, and it feels like a completely different area.
Yep. Yeah, so that's my week. Alex, let's hear about your week.
I actually kind of had an interesting week because of school, because of all the rain that we got and all the flooding on the Ohio. We were e-learning all week this week, so I didn't go to school one time.
You are lucky for that, dude.
I know. Thank you.
Work from home kind of guy.
Yep, got to sleep in a little bit, and then got to spend more time with Tuck. So he joined some of my classes. Wanted to talk to the kids, as he said.
Do you teach anyone anything?
Did I or did he?
Did he?
Probably.
Yeah, good.
But yeah, so that was fun. That kind of gave me more free time throughout the week because we only went. So our e-learning is only like 9 to noon. So I was done by noon every day. So it was awesome.
Very nice.
So I did. I think I shouldn't see a picture. I got a LED tailgate strip for my truck, so you plug it in to the toe.
Yep.
hookups.
Yep.
And it
Very
does the
nice.
brake lights and the turn signals and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Pretty cool.
You like
it
it?
was like, I do. I think it's really cool, especially the videos I sent you. I have a picture. How much was it? $12
Very nice.
at the clearance section of Walmart.
Very nice.
So I got that. Wednesday, I made it a habit of if I catch a fish, I call you. I catch it and I say, "Hey Siri, FaceTime Tyler."
Oh God. Hang on. Check your phone.
It actually didn't do it.
Oh.
Shocked. So yeah, so I caught number 4 on my own. So proud of that.
Oh, I didn't talk about Thursday night fishing when we were on FaceTime. I'll let you bring that
Oh
up
yeah,
though.
that was wild. Yeah, so I caught that actually in the pond by the front gate where I live, and I know they stock it for. They have like a fishing derby there every year, but other than that, I've never seen a fish pull it out. So I was kind of surprised that I caught it. Thank you. And then, like you mentioned, so Thursday I went and got my first bait caster because you said that I should probably get one.
I agree.
So, yeah, I was FaceTiming you to get it all set up and to practice it, and I was
Yep.
doing pretty good.
Yeah.
And I went out. I was like, okay, I think I can fish this a little bit. So I was casting it out there a little bit, trying to go a little farther. And then I had my first bird nest.
I was picking that out.
It took me at least 20 minutes. Luckily, Tucker was not with me, or else I would have lost my marbles trying to do that.
You would have crashed out.
Yes. I only nested it 3 times fishing, and I didn't tell you this today, but I went today, and I casted one out. I'm at the end of my reel, my spool.
Sounds like you need to cut and put on more line because they didn't give you enough line then.
or I just cut off a ton from nesting it.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I probably cut it too much, but obviously I'm new to it, so I had no idea. So I was just trying to cut it to where I could reline it. Yeah, so that'll be fun. I'll be calling you for that.
It's really not that hard. So funny enough, I had to reline on Friday night up there. So we were out fishing that river, and I was throwing a spoon because spoons are good for pike, and I casted the width of the river and got my spoon stuck, and I went to break off to reline, and of course instead of breaking off at my knot, it broke off down at my reel, so I lost like 70 yards of fucking line, 70 by 110. So I was like, well.
All right.
So I was out.
Yeah, I have to ask you about that. Yeah, and so while I'm doing this, I call you, or I think you called me, maybe. Mm-hmm. And so I had an AirPod in, so I was just listening to you, and you just, every other cast, I was like, oh, got one. I'm sitting there like, can I just get one fish?
So Thursday evening, I got home from work and decided I was going to go to the pond at the front of my neighborhood and throw my new ultralight combo that I've got with a very downsized spinnerbait. And I think I cast it about 60 times and caught about 24 fish.
Yeah.
Now, none of them were more than a pound. But it was fish galore.
Yeah, like we talked about, I'd rather catch a ton of little fish than one
okay one. Yeah. Now, one real big one, I'll sit around and wait for a 5 or 6 pounder, but.
Right. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that I'm still learning the bait caster. I'm getting it more.
You get a fish on it yet?
No.
Oh.
I went tonight for a little bit, and I was doing okay with it. I wasn't trying to go crazy, but Tucker wasn't. I put him, I don't know, 10, 15 feet away from me with his Paw Patrol pole. Well, he wanted to stand next to me because he's a Velcro kid. And he lifted it up like this, just messing around, as I was casting, so it hit, like our rods hit.
Oh, did you backlash?
And it backlashed.
Very nice.
I was like, Tucker, oh my. I about lost my mind.
Bro about crashed out.
I did. And I was like, Tucker, just go sit down. And so I was trying to figure that out to fix that. And then I wasn't catching anything, and I have all those different baits, which I'll talk about.
Yeah. Oh, you did get some new baits, didn't you?
I did.
Oh.
So I did that. So I did that after school, and then Thursday, Tucker got to go to Colt's practice, so our practice, and we were just taking BP that day because there was a game after, so we were just taking a quick BP. So sure. Tucker got to run around in the outfield and shag. Got to live.
You get hit?
Almost.
Oh.
There's a fly ball that came right at him, and I had to sidestep him and then reach around him like this to catch it.
That's funny.
And
did you?
Yes, I caught it.
Very nice.
When I caught it, Tucker threw his hat down and threw his glove down and did one of these across his arms.
Because you didn't let him die?
Because he's mad. Yeah, he was mad that I didn't let him catch it.
Kids.
So, yeah, I was like, you would have died. But he did pretty good out there. Like, so there was a couple of ground balls that weren't super slow, and he was able to stay in front of it. So that was cool. Yeah. All right. Friday, I think I sent you pictures of this. I reorganized our spice seasoning cabinets.
Yep.
Just because I was tired of all these other ones not finding all the ones that I wanted. There were some that I threw away that had an expiration date of 2006.
Oh, that ain't good.
Let me put that into context. One, that's older than Colt.
That's definitely older than Tucker.
Yeah. Two, that means that seasoning or seasonings survived 2 moves.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know how that happened, but okay.
What were the seasonings? That's the question. Was it like salt or was it like some like fancy one?
Yeah, it was like celery salt or celery seed, whatever those kinds of things are.
That shit can go in the trash.
Yeah, I threw it all away. Stepmom wasn't happy, but I was just like, this is older than your son. This does not need to be in here. That tells us that we don't use it. So then Friday night, like I said, I got a bunch of different baits, and I got a tackle bag. It's an Okeechobee, however you say that brand. It was like $15.
Okeechobee.
Yeah.
That's that named after a lake.
Yeah, and it came with 2 boxes, like 2 tackle boxes.
2 of the trays, sure.
Yeah, so that was
Very
cool.
nice.
So I
Did you
spent,
fill them up yet?
yeah, I spent probably 30 minutes
Very
watching
nice.
watching YouTube and putting those together.
Yep, those are always fun.
So I got all those together, so that's cool. Went to the races yesterday, first of the year, because
Did you win?
Well, I didn't race. I just watched.
Why not?
I don't think they'll let my truck on the track.
Why not? You have a Jeep.
Yeah, but those cars have like 1,200 horsepower. Mine has like 4.
I was gonna say 12.
Thank you for the confidence of 12. But yeah, so first of the year, they were supposed to have one last week, but because of all the rain and stuff, they had to cancel. So this was technically opening night.
So they
it's
didn't
fun.
want to do mud track racing?
Correct. Everything was flooded. I don't even think you could have gotten to the track. We could have boat races.
I'd say you could have pulled a fucking
The regatta.
Madison. You could have pulled a Madison, Indiana, and had boat races.
The regatta. Yep.
We got those.
Have you ever been to one of those?
I have not. I've
Those
been
are
to
so
Madison
cool.
though.
Those are
I've been
so
to
cool.
Madison, but I've never
Really?
been to the races.
The regatta.
I know a lot of people die at those.
Oh. Is that because of Madison or because of the regatta?
Yes. Both.
Yep, did that. That was really cool. I was stressing per usual. I was stressing per usual because I was trying to get a spot in the back stretch to park my truck, and we had a game, or Colts team had a game at noon, and the gates opened at 2, so I was trying to hurry up and get there. I happened to find one. It's actually one of the better spots I've gotten.
I would.
I just squeezed in between 2 trucks, so it was fun. Tucker loved it. It was just
Right.
me and Tuck. And then today,
Did you grill out?
no, I just got Little Caesars. I didn't have time to get all that stuff. I'll probably do that
Pizza,
next time.
pizza.
Right? I'll probably do that. Like, actually, I probably won't do that unless like you or like Christian. Snap
I'm gonna make a couple trips down, probably 2 or 3 this year for races.
Yeah, he wants to come down this year and do it again. He thought it was really cool too.
I had fun.
Yep. So, yep. Shout out Launch Trick Speedway if you want to sponsor us. That'd be kind of cool.
You know the owner. You should ask him.
I
That'd
do
be
know
cool.
the owner. Oh, the promoter is what they call him. So maybe.
There's rubbing and racing.
Right. Yeah, for our viewers, go there, and if you see workers there, just mention our podcast. They won't know who they won't know what you're talking about, but
Nope.
maybe they'll look it up. Okay, so today I found free tickets on Facebook and went to the Reds game.
How'd you find free tickets on Facebook?
I literally just search Reds tickets on Facebook and scroll through and see people giving them away. See if people are. So these were like 500 level tickets. So listen to this. So I get there, we walk in, or we go in, we mosey our way up all the way there, and this tells you how long it's been since I've been that high. I couldn't remember how to get up there.
Oh my!
So I find like where the escalator is, and we go up. We get to our seats, and I sit there for maybe a minute. And I knew on the ballpark app there's like a seat upgrade section. And so I went there and I was looking, and then there's seats out in right field for like, I think it was $13 a piece, like including fees. So for $26, me and Tuck moved. I sat in the 500 section for maybe 90 seconds. So I bought those and went down.
Very
and
nice.
Left and went down to right field. I think it was row I or whatever. So like, I mean, really good seats. So there we go. So
This is the adult portion of the podcast. Hang on, let's get a. Shh, everyone. Did that sound come through the way it did for me? I fucking sure hope so. That sounded excellent. Hang on.
I heard the ice.
We're getting the full ASMR of pouring a bourbon and Coke. Hang on. Shh, everyone. Mix it up. Hang on. Shh, everybody, listen. Okay. ASMR.
Maybe that'll get us viewers.
Just start doing ASMR podcasting.
Ugh. I couldn't do that for a whole podcast. But okay,
No kidding.
so back to the seat upgrade thing. I think I found the strat to get good seats.
Yeah,
You get free tickets to get you in, and then
sure.
because $26 if you go through Vivid Seats, that's like with fees like the price of one ticket usually for any seat.
Yeah, that's fair. So you got to get in the door free and then just upgrade.
Right. If they if there's spots available, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'll take that $26 to sit down there.
I mean-
for both of them.
I'm surprised you can get into Great American. I thought it was underwater or just about.
No, it's actually down. It's off. It's off of that. I think it's called Maring Way, the road that goes right past both stadiums. It's super dusty. Like you could tell there was mud and stuff on there.
Dusty, just like the red season.
Hey, they're back to 500. I want to hear it. They won today.
Ooh, who they play? Pirates, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of the Pirates, so Paul Skeens has 4 career losses so far. Do you know 3 of them are to the Cardinals?
I did know that.
And the other one was to the Dodgers. Oh, is it because I mentioned it to you at some point?
I think you and Matt have mentioned that probably multiple times, if I had to guess. Mm-hmm. All right, that was my week. I mean,
Like a fun week.
kind of lengthy. Yeah, it was really fun. I love the races, and I'm going to go to the Reds game anytime I can. So, for those of you counting at home, that is 1 trip to the races, and I've actually gone to 2 Reds games this year already. And we're only in April.
We need to keep account this year for how many Reds games and racetrack days you make.
I'll get like a little whiteboard and erase it and put another
Do tallies, yep.
4.
Then we can,
Some
every time, yep.
get the Count Dracula. 3.
Ooh.
Count them 3.
2, count them, 2 marshmallows.
Marshmallows.
All right, so some hot sports news for this week. We're going to start off with the obvious one. It is the title of this episode. It is the fucking cover picture. It is the greatest week of golf. It is the Masters. So we have some pre-championship day news. At this point, we already know who the winner is. We'll talk about that in a moment. But the favorites to win this week, the top 4 in order, were Scotty Scheffler at plus 450, Rory McIlroy at a plus 650, Colin Morikawa at a plus 1400, and Bryson DeChambeau at a plus 1600. I don't think Morikawa was in the top 20. Did he even make the cut? I don't think Morikawa made the cut. I didn't see any coverage of him today.
I'm not sure.
Scheffler was top 10, Bryson was top 10, but a big congratulations to our winner of the 89th Masters, Mr. Rory McIlroy. So, Rory has won. He has completed the career Grand Slam, and I want to talk about the last round today and stuff that kind of happened with the tournament. So, I saw a cool story this morning on Twitter about Bryson DeChambeau. Did you see that?
I don't think so.
So, Bryson ends the day yesterday and goes home or back to his rental house it's second place, 1 or 2 strokes behind Rory, who's in first place going into Sunday at the Masters. Was having trouble falling asleep, so decided to go for a walk and stumbled upon a house of a couple it was like an Airbnb or a Vrbo or something of guys who were there for the Masters. And it had a putting green in it outside, and he decided to walk up and he said, "Hey, I see you guys have a putting green. Do you guys mind if I putt with you for a little bit? I'm Bryson DeChambeau." And the guy goes, "Yeah, and I'm fucking Jack Nicklaus." And he goes, "Holy shit, you're actually Bryson DeChambeau." And apparently he stayed there and fucking putted with them for like an hour on the screen, dude, and just shot the shit with them.
That's awesome.
That's so sick.
So before watching his YouTube videos, I thought he was kind of like not weird, but like quirky and like kind of kept to himself and
An odd duck.
Yeah, an odd duck. But after watching his YouTube videos, I like him.
I was rooting for him. I like Bryson. But yeah, so that was the big story there. Did you see what Jordan Spieth did yesterday? He was walking through the crowd, fucking giving out high fives, and I don't know if it was intentional or not. I can't quite tell. It almost looks intentional, but he's walking through giving high fives. He's got his putter in his right hand. And he's got it upside down, so he's holding it up by the actual like head of the putter, and uses the handle of it and nut taps a guy real hard and about dropped him. It's so freaking funny. If you guys haven't seen it, fucking look it up. Alex, look it up real quick. Just look up Spieth nut taps guy. It's gonna pop up so fast. Dude, it was so fucking funny. I don't know if you tell me if you think this was intentional or not, because I almost think it was.
Speed nut tap.
Mm-hmm. Right in the dick.
Is that intentional?
It looks. It definitely looks like
So
it.
intentional. I
That's
mean,
awesome.
it looks intentional. I mean, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
That's so funny.
that's so crazy. And then the next one I found. So apparently for this Masters, they didn't go with their traditional Sunday locations. The Sunday locations were actually each hole was to like commemorate a previous winner making a very famous, like sinking a very famous putt on that hole. So there was like exact locations that past winners had made a really cool shot on,
Oh, that's cool.
which I thought was really cool. So yeah, and then we still only have 11 more Masters with Jim Nance. So sad to hear.
He has a set amount left.
11 more years, he said, and he's done. I think he wants to be done at a certain age.
Interesting.
So, Rory had an awful 13th and 18th hole. On 13, had a horrible approach shot that went into the creek. And 18, as he's coming in, he had a really nice tee shot, and his approach shot was fucking horrible into the bunker. Got out of the bunker very nice to about 6 foot, 8 foot. Went to go putt. CBS decided on their graphic to put 4 career Grand Slam underneath it and mention that right before his putt. So obviously we all know what happens there. He jinxed it and he missed the fucking putt. So then taps in for bogey and has to go into extras with Justin Rose. I don't know if you saw, Justin Rose had a pretty sick birdie putt on 18 to fucking get to take sole possession of second place. So then they go back to the start of the 18th, both at nice tee shots, and Rory spins one backwards to about 2.5 to 3 foot from about fucking 140 out. Which it was. Did you see the shot?
I did not. I was out fishing.
It was just. Wait, what?
I told you I went fishing.
Yeah, but you missed Masters Sunday.
Yeah, I was the one to catch a fish on the baitcaster.
That's fair. So it's a very nice shot. Justin Rose hits a very nice shot in as well. Justin Rose just barely misses his putt for birdie, taps in for par, and then Rory drops it in to fucking complete the career Grand Slam. So congratulations to him. But Alex, here's my question for you, okay? So, if Rory McIlroy would have lost today, so he missed the putt on 18 to go into extras, and from there he went in and then obviously had that birdie putt. If he would have missed that and he would have lost to Justin Rose, would he have become the biggest choke artist in all of sports?
Not the biggest, but he's definitely up there. He definitely would have been up there.
Interesting. So so you have to look back at his history of choking. I think he would have been close. I think it would have been. He's
done it a lot. Mm-hmm. Because I remember he did it. I don't remember what tournament it was or anything, but I remember him choking one away.
Yeah. You're talking about when he lost the Masters to Sergio a couple years ago.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's all I had regarding Sunday and the Masters and winners. I had a couple other cool, interesting factoids from there. On Monday, it was announced that Augusta National Golf Course would not be open to patrons due to weather conditions from previous rainstorms. Obviously, you're someone who has won the lottery the Masters lottery to get tickets there. And also you're being told you can't go, you're pissed. So purchase of the first round tickets, it was announced they will receive a full refund, which is nice, but it was also announced they will be guaranteed tickets for the 2026 Monday round.
There you go.
I think that's a fucking cool thing on their end, to understand that while the refund's nice, I think they'd rather just be able to go, you know what I mean? At that point, you'd rather just fucking go to the tournament.
Right.
So it's cool that they announced that they're going to be back guaranteed to go that Monday, which is cool. I did see a post regarding course details and the cut length for all the grass. The tees were at 5/16 7-inch. fairways at 3/8 of an inch, second cut at 1 3/8 inch. Collars were at 1/4 inch, green surrounds, which is like a second cut around the collar. The green was at 5/16 and the greens were at a 1/8 inch. That's fast.
I say you work at a golf course, so you probably know what all that means.
Mm-hmm. So I think they try and roll the greens to like a 15 or a 16 typically, which is like ridiculously fast.
Wild.
So that's really all I had for the Masters. What about you, Alex? Anything Masters related? You're also a golf guy.
Watching a little bit today, it makes me want to get back out there.
Yeah, makes you want to go play.
For sure. All right, switching over to college basketball. National championship, Florida won on a weird play by Houston. Three wins in 20 years. Are they now considered a blue blood?
I think they should be.
I think they're just sneaky. Like they're not like your Kentuckys and Dukes, but they're there.
And what's crazy is they got knocked out in the first round last year by Colorado.
Right. So
I was at that game.
I wouldn't say that they're a blue blood, but they're definitely like a team you don't want to mess with every year.
They're a contender.
Yeah. Auburn's Chad Baker Mazra.
I think it's Mazzara. Yep.
Write in and give us the phonetic spelling there, Chad.
Please comment down below.
Teases return for the 25-26 season. 25-year-old senior. Does he want a 401k and a PTO bank as part of his NIL deal?
I think so.
Does he need a retirement plan also?
Dude, it's... Okay. I'm 25 years old. I've been out of fucking college baseball for 4 years. Dude. Trying to get an 8th season of fucking college sports, like, dude, come on. Move on. It's time to hang him up, I think.
Okay. I see, well, maybe, that he's doing it to hopefully still get, like, drafted or something, but at this point, they're like, we could have a guy we can get a guy that's 19 that we can work on, or a guy that's 26, which I'm 26, so I...
Yep.
Draft a 26-year-old. But like, if you're looking from a organization standpoint, that's like 7 years of a career that you can have. That's 7 less if you draft the older guy.
Yeah. The NCAA rules used to be 5 to play 4. You got 5 years to play 4 seasons, unless there's like a really weird medical exemption. There's the occasional 6 year. COVID fucked everything up, and now you've got a ton of like 7th and 8th year guys in college. Go get a fucking job.
Right.
I mean, okay, I get it. You guys make a ton of money on NIL now. You guys are in the millions, and that's fine. Go get a fucking job and leave that money for... I mean, dude, here's what the issue is becoming. Is that high school kids aren't getting scholarships now to go into college, and so then it's changing the little college where it's almost creating a minor leagues through the NAIA and through Division III and Division II sports to work into, and even small Division I into mid-majors to make a feeder system for 24 and 25-year-old Division I players. Almost like a minor league system.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's crazy.
I get COVID gave everybody like an extra year, but I don't know how people are now getting 7 and 8 years.
I don't know, dude. It's wild.
I guess your red shirts are like, and like medical red
Yeah,
shirts.
or a gray shirt.
What's a gray shirt?
It's like one step further than a red shirt. I don't know how.
Huh. Interesting. I don't know. Kind of odd. Moving on to college baseball. So our top 10 in D1 right now, we got Arkansas, Texas, LSU, Clemson, Tennessee, Georgia, Ole Miss, Oregon State, Florida State, and Alabama.
That's pretty Southern dominant. Besides Oregon State, that's pretty Southern dominant and pretty much SEC dominant. Besides fucking Clemson, Oregon State, and Florida State. So 7 of the top 10 are SEC.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Ole Miss. I guess you can consider us technically down there, but
yeah, that's the deep South. Ole Miss.
Yeah. So yeah, like Tennessee, Well, I mean, like Vandy.
Yeah, they're in
Tennessee's like where it starts, almost. I think.
Boy, I don't know. I'd consider Kentucky almost get. I mean, Kentucky's getting into like the South.
Yeah.
They're not like the deep South, but they're getting into the South.
I just mean like baseball powerhouses. It like starts at Tennessee
Oh.
and then goes down.
Yeah, I wouldn't call Kentucky one by any means.
No. But obviously there are some northern schools that are good, but
Yeah.
it definitely has its advantages to be down south
Yeah, it's warmer.
or like west.
Yeah.
Get to everybody's favorite hot and cold streaks,
Oh,
and we got a good one this week.
I have a dope story about this.
Oh boy. So D1 Austin P. Isn't that how you say that?
Mm-hmm. Austin P.
Has
Flies open. Let's go pee.
has a 12-game win streak. Delaware State has a 14-game losing streak.
Yep.
D2 Northwood has a 16-game win streak, and Bloomfield has a 33-game losing streak.
The NAIA needs to be adjusted. LSU Shreveport is at 38 wins now in a row.
There we go. Yeah, so we'll skip D3 per usual
Yep.
because that's the
We have
most
a good
interesting
story
one.
there.
Yeah. So like you said, Shreveport 38 win streak. Michigan Dearborn 28 losses in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So D3 are Wisconsin Whitewater win streak of 17, and then give us your story before, or do you want me to say this first?
Want me to just? I mean, I'll let you kind of explain it a bit, and then I'll do the story.
Okay, so we talked last. Well, you guys, hopefully, you guys have been following about Yeshiva. I think last week we talked about Lehman.
Yeah, we've talked about Lehman. We talked about it on the first episode too, quite a bit.
Yeah.
So if you want to hear our opinions, go back and listen to episode 1.
Yeah. So they both had very big losing streaks, and they happened to
Yep.
play each other in a doubleheader.
Yep.
Was on Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
Yeah. And should I give the results?
Yep. Go ahead and give the results of the first game.
Okay.
So Yeshiva was at a 99 losing streak, and Lehman was at a 42 game losing streak going into the first game.
Yep. And so doubleheader, and I watched a video about it. It was apparently like 36 degrees, so it was freezing this whole game, and there's a lot of people there.
Yeah.
Lehman actually won the first game.
Yep.
And
So
extras.
Yep. 7-6.
Yep. So that moved Yeshiva to a 100 game losing streak.
They hit the Century Club.
Yep,
That's wild.
they had to hit
that
triple
is
digits.
wild.
And then Lehman officially moved on from their 42 game losing streak.
Yep.
And then they played their second game, and
Yep.
Yeshiva actually won that one, so they ended their streak at 100.
Yeshiva wins the game over fucking Lehman. And so they are both. So technically, Yeshiva has a 0 game losing streak, and Lehman has a 1 game losing streak. And the cool story about this, so I saw a post on our Instagram account, the 2 Guys 1 Week Instagram, and if you don't follow it, go follow it. But it was from a guy named D-Sarm. Have you heard of D-Sarm?
That's a video I watched. He was
Yep.
there.
So I posted his results of it, and he liked the story. I was like, "Yo, we gotta get D-Sarm on the
Hey.
pod." So I'm gonna tag D-Sarm in this clip. This is gonna be a fucking fantastic clip. So D-Sarm, hop on the pod, dude. Please hop on the pod. That'd be sick if you did.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
That'd be he'd be dope to have on because he's been in the area before because of Max Clark.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. He does
Yes,
some cool
sir.
videos.
Oh, he does. He does some cool stuff. So, but yeah, you got anything else on college baseball, Mr. Alex?
I don't. Not really.
I got a couple things on college football, and then we'll do some MLB stuff real quick. But that's some fun stuff. And then we'll really have some fun. Real quick, the NCAA Football Oversight Committee has proposed eliminating the 15-day spring transfer portal window to help stabilize team rosters. If approved, athletes seeking to transfer before the 25 season would need to do so during the winter transfer portal. Alex, what do you think of this? This would help to keep coaches their rosters. Once winter's done, they get into spring practice. Roster set for the next season. What do you think?
I mean, I think they need to fix the transfer portal regardless of anything, whatever it may be. So it's a good step in the right direction, but they need to do something.
Well, you just saw it, Tennessee quarterback. That whole story there.
Oh, yeah. He wanted
No,
money,
talking to
and they're like,
USC.
"We'll see you."
No, he was talking to USC, and Dan Lanning from Morgan called Tennessee. He was like, "Hey, just this dude's out talking to people, and they pretty much like, we're not giving you money, so you better go somewhere else." Yeah, he got told to fuck off, which is funny.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, fine, we'll see you later."
So the SEC and the Big Ten, obviously the two big conferences in football, are advocating for changes to the college football playoff format. This is proposing a 4-4-2-2-1-1 structure. So stick with me here. This proposal aims to allocate 4 automatic playoff spots to the SEC and the Big Ten. So the SEC gets 4, and the Big Ten gets 4 playoff spots automatically. Big 12 gets 2 spots. The ACC gets 2 spots. One of the 1 spots goes to the top non-power conference team in the country, and then the last spot is left as an at-large spot for the via the committee rankings. So a couple thoughts here on that. One, that's kind of fucking assuming that the Big 12, like a Baylor or TCU, or I guess like a fucking TCU like we've seen in the past, or what Washington was, where they joined the fucking, I guess they're on the Pac-12, but it's kind of ensures that Big Ten, the SEC have an advantage in the college football playoffs, which I don't like. Obviously, the 12-team playoff was done to give, the mid-major guys a shot, or like the G4 guys a shot, compared to just being Power 4 conference guys. This also pretty much guarantees Notre Dame in the playoffs every year, because they've got to be the top non-power conference team every year, you would think.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that does that not guarantee Notre Dame a spot in the playoffs regardless almost every year?
I don't get why they're doing this, because like SEC will probably have 4 teams in it anyways. So why automatically? Because just say something goes weird and SEC absolutely sucks for a year.
Yeah.
Then you're getting like I don't know, how many games do they play? 10, 12?
12.
Yeah, whatever. Just say something crazy happens and Alabama's the number 4 team in SEC that's 6-6 or something crazy.
Yeah, you don't.
They get in
just because
SEC automatically gets 4. I don't.
Yeah,
I think it should just be your
stupid.
top. Well, yeah. I guess back before the playoffs started, like your number 1 and number 2 played in the national championship because they were number 1 and number 2. So I don't understand how especially like this last college football playoff, there shouldn't be really any question. It should be who's 1 through 12, and that's who's in.
I agree.
Because like, wouldn't you be pissed if you were the number 12 team and like, actually, we're gonna pick the 13 team?
Well, here's the question for you though: what ranking do you go off of? Because there's the coaches poll, there's the AP poll, there's all these fucking different polls. Does the NCAA have to make their own poll then for the college football playoff committee?
I mean, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I mean, there's times where you look at. I can remember watching the polls come out. AP would have Indiana at 8, but the coaches would have them at 9. So, well, you know what I mean? It's not that big of a difference. But if let's say you've got a 12 and a 13, right?
Yeah.
One's got them at 12, the other's got them at 13. Which team gets in?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know how. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I guess that's one thing. If both those polls have one team and then another, then you got to figure out.
Yeah.
Then I guess that's when the NCAA could step in and be like, okay, we have our committee that thinks out of those 2 teams, this team should go.
Yeah. So last one I've got, quarterback TJ Finley, who transferred to the University of Tulane, which is known to be a very smart school, in December of 2024, was suspended indefinitely by the university, and I believe also the NCAA, following his arrest for illegal possession of a stolen Dodge Ram truck valued at a little over $25,000. In the world of NIL, why the fuck are you in possession of a stolen truck?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, dude, can't you just buy one?
Or just be like, hey, Dodge dealership close to campus.
Yeah, sponsor me. Let me just drive a truck for a fucking couple months. Why the hell are you out stealing trucks?
I wonder if he knew.
I would guarantee he knew.
I just mean like he could be like, oh, NIL, here, drive this, and it's actually stolen.
That's fair. That'd
be kind of funny. NIL's just getting too crazy. We'll talk about that later. Oh, we did.
Oh,
not later in the episode, just later down the road, because I know it's gonna get crazy, even crazier.
Oh, that was some subtle foreshadowing into Alex's question of the week. Darn it.
No, it's really good though. I'm proud of this one. All right,
I'm excited for it.
moving to MLB news real quick before we do our fun segments. It's all fun, but
Yeah, I'm having so much fun.
interactive. Interactive, I should say.
Fun.
Kiki
It
Hernandez.
is for friends who do stuff.
Don't get us demonetized.
Sorry. Hey, we didn't get demonetized. We're not monetized.
Shh, they don't know that.
I mean, yeah, we make millions of our 6 fucking viewers.
Yeah, you see our setups. Well, yours looks pretty good. You see my setup.
I'm professional. What you mean?
I know, not mine. All right, MLB. Couple cool things here. Kiki Hernandez had his hat blurred by the Dodgers official Instagram page as the patch stated, "Butthole whisperer with a skeleton eating ass." Let's go. You know, that's honestly right on par for Kiki.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
He's one.
It's so good.
Individual.
That's so fucking funny. I love that, dude. That's so good. Like, what possesses you to buy and wear that hat? Butthole whisperer? That's crazy.
That's wild that you paid for it, but hey, whatever.
Like, he paid legitimate currency.
Yeah, I know. Crazy. All
He
right,
spent money.
you put this one in the script just because you wanted me to say it.
I made sure that you had to say it
Yeah,
too.
it's okay. I added something else too.
Aw, dang it.
Yeah. All right. For those of you that have no idea what's going on because you don't see our script, the Cardinals have had 10 plus hits in all 9 games this season. The second
These are the
longest
time of writing.
Yeah. The second longest such streak to start a season since the mound was moved.
Mound. I mistyped. I
What'd you
apologize.
do? The mound was moved to 60 feet 6 inches in 1893 behind the 99 Indians at 10 games.
Yep. So 99 Indians had 10 games in a row, and at the time of writing this, Cardinals had 9. I don't think they got to 10. I don't think we made it.
Hey, I'm actually glad for this because for my baseball fantasy team, I have Brendan Donovan and Lars.
Those
So,
are 2 good picks.
Lars has been, actually they both have been doing really good. So to
It's hard to
counter,
hate on Lars.
yeah. Oh yeah, especially since I was bobblehead in my classroom. So to counteract that,
Okay.
I saw a thing. Hunter Green currently has an ERA of .98.
Oh my.
Yeah, I'll try to find.
I'm gonna eat my chips while I do that because I'm starving right now, dude.
Hunter stats.
We're back with more ASMR.
Okay. So
Hang on, we're doing ASMR after eating chips.
some people might turn it off because of that. All several viewers.
Get him with the. Okay. Anywho, sorry, your story. Go ahead.
Okay. So ERA of .98. He's got 31 strikeouts, and I think he's top 5 in both, or at least top. I know he's definitely top 10 in both. I can't remember. I'm trying to find what I just saw,
Okay.
but here we go. But he's got .98 ERA, 31 strikeouts, and 20.2 innings pitched.
Wow.
So he's and it's the Reds, so it's not that
Hey,
surprising.
how many strikeouts?
31,
And how many innings?
20.
Very nice.
But because, due to all he's doing really good, he is actually currently 1-1 on the season.
That's the Reds for you.
Yeah, it's because one game I know they lost 1-0, and he only gave up 1.
That's tough. Oh, dude, am I out of Reds? Nope, I got 2 Reds left.
So
Might have
20
pinged.
innings. He's only given up 10 hits, so he's doing good there. 10 hits and 3 walks.
Wow, that's very nice. Any
Yeah.
hit by pitches?
Doesn't show it.
You should know this off the top of your head. Gosh darn it, Alex.
You're right. That's on me.
Fucking figure it out.
Oh,
I thought you were a Reds fan. You're not a real Reds fan. You faker.
I'll be better next
You're
time.
posing. You're a bandwagon fan of the Reds.
Is that even possible?
I think it's the first time it's ever been uttered in human history.
Is that even possible? His whip is currently a .63.
Very nice.
So he's doing really good. The Reds, they're getting back on track. I think they won 5 of the last 6, and they just swept the Pirates. So, MLB
Very
news,
nice.
that's all I had. I had to add that in there since you made me talk about the Cardinals.
Anywho's, we're gonna move on to some fun stuff here. We're gonna start off with one of my favorite segments. I like all the segments so far. We got 4 good. I might add in a 4th segment at the end of this, just fucking for fun. First one's going to be what would you do? In this segment, we will ask questions, and hopefully you guys will write in questions for us if I can pick out. So please write in questions. You can do it on any of our social medias or comment down below on these episodes. And all the information will be at the end of the episode, so just listen to the end of it. But it's a situation, and we have to say what we would do. So these are all taken from real life, and I would like to see what everyone would do here. Also, you can write in what you would do. So the first one. You're at a sporting event, and there are fans behind you acting like drunken morons. They're being loud, spilling things on you, and using extremely foul language. Alex, what would you do?
Well, I think we should ask you because you have personal experience with this. I guess we both.
So do you.
I guess we both do. I haven't had anybody spill
Oh,
anything on me. But.
Is this the one that you're? Oh, I was writing this about the Reds game when with the people behind us. I was thinking of the Oregon game. That's funny. I forgot about that.
Oh, that guy too. we got a streak going. Because we just went somewhere.
And the Blues game, there was that dude.
Blues game, yeah.
The Blues game, we had that douchebag behind us going,
Yeah.
"You're supposed to hit it in the goal." No shit. You fucking think?
5 passes before you shoot. Like, sorry, they're running their offense.
Like, yeah, because you look like you've had a great hockey career.
Yeah. Me being the passive aggressive person I am, I probably wouldn't really say anything to them. I'd just be like, well, this guy stinks.
Fuck this guy.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Not a. What's
So,
the word I'm looking for?
No, you don't like confrontation.
Yeah, I'm not a confrontational kind of person.
That's fair. So, for me, it depends on the situation, as you have seen firsthand. When no one is truly affecting me, like doing anything directed at me, I just kind of sit there and look at you and just chuckle and make funny fucking jokes about a bunch of fucking dumbass rednecks.
Right.
But when it's directed at me or someone that I know, I just put people in their place.
I forgot about that guy too.
Which guy?
The Oregon game. I thought you were talking about the Penn State guy in front of you.
Oh, that guy was funny as fuck.
We had 2.
We did have fucking 2. So do we need to tell those stories? Actually, I think we need to tell these stories right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so this past December, Alex and Olivia and I went to the Big Ten Championship game that's held here in Indianapolis every year. And it was between Penn State and Oregon. We have no dog in the fight here because we're all IU fans, so fucking, But we're standing, or I guess we're sitting. Oh, I just threw my phone, hit me in the nuts. Ow!
Atta boy.
Fuck! Anywho, we're sitting in our seats, and there's a Penn State fan ahead of us. Older gentleman, probably early 60s, wouldn't you say?
50s,
Late 50s,
60s,
early
yeah.
60s. Yeah. And it's at like a timeout, fucking whether it's a TV timeout or whatever, a halftime or between quarters. But they're playing music, and he's standing up kind of dancing. But all he's really doing is shaking his ass in our face. And I made a comment to Alex about I made some sort of sly comment to you that was 100% intended to be loud enough for him to hear. And he heard, I made some comment about, like, would you quit shaking your, I wish he'd quit shaking his fucking ass in our face. And Buddy turns around and looks at us. Keep in mind, I'm 24, Alex, you're 25, Olivia's 22. And this dude's definitely old enough to possibly be a grandfather at this point. And he turns around and goes, "I'm sorry, guys. I'm just having fun."
I just like to dance.
Yeah, he's like, "I just like to dance, and I'm just having fun." And I go,
Cool.
"All right, buddy. Me too, man." Like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's like that SpongeBob, like, Congratulations.
I may have said congratulations. You and I made a face at each other like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And what's funnier is he tried to like fucking be a little prick to us and like prove his point. Then he just sat down and didn't do anything the rest of the game. He just fucking sat there. But then there's this group of people behind us.
I forgot about that.
So the way we're sitting is it goes Alex, then me. I'm sandwiched. I'm the meat, and then Alex and Olivia are the bread.
He's skiing.
Mm-hmm. Wait, how would I be skiing?
Skills.
I don't think it works that way.
Might as well.
Anywho, so we're sitting, and there's a group of individuals behind us who are highly, highly, highly intoxicated. They were intoxicated before they got to the fucking game. And there's about 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And at this point in the game, Olivia's tired, Olivia's hungry, Olivia wants to go home. She had worked all day, come home, hopped in the car, and went downtown with me. So she's exhausted and wants to go home. And we're sitting there, and you and I are talking, and all I hear is, "Don't fucking touch me." And I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, Mo.
So I turn around and look, and Olivia's stocking cap is no longer on her head, and she said something along the lines of, "Don't fucking touch me," and "Don't take my stocking cap off my head." And I turn around, I was like, all right, who the fuck's touching her? And they're like, no one. And they're like scared shitless. And so we're sitting, these people are standing behind us, right? So I'm looking straight up at them. And like, we're not, I said, obviously you are. I said, she wouldn't say that for no reason. Just don't fucking touch her. And he goes, he said something along the lines of like, he was like, or what? And I was like, or what? Nothing. Just don't fucking touch her. You don't get to touch her. And I'm just looking up these guys. And he goes, just turn around and watch the game. I said, or fucking what? And he was just like, oh. And he just went like silent after that. I was like, why? Like, what in your mind says, here's a fun idea. We're at a sporting event. Let's grab a random person's hat off their head and pull it off.
Yeah, that's wild.
We could talk about the guy behind us at the Reds game real quick. 'Cause that's what this one was targeted after.
Yeah, I can do this one. So, we went. It was a Tuesday, which I don't know how you managed. Oh, it was during the summer. That's how you managed to get your way down there. So, for those of you that don't know, the Reds have a 3-2-1 Tuesday. So it's $3 beers, $2 hot dogs, and $1 ice cream cups or whatever it is.
I never got an ice cream there, sadly.
It's just like the little cheap ones. It's nothing crazy.
I like ice cream though.
Yes, yeah, good point. Well, a lot of beer is consumed at those games. So, yeah,
it has to be. You're at a Reds game.
There was a family, and they did not look like they belonged around a baseball stadium. If you play baseball, you know there's people that, like, yeah, they look like they... These guys don't look like they know what a sport is.
They know what methamphetamine is.
Yes. So the Reds were playing the Rockies, and Britton Doyle, who's really good, is playing center field. He hits a home... I think they're mad that Britton Doyle's not throwing a ball to him. Like in between innings, how they do that.
Yep.
And they're like chirping him like, "Doyle, you suck," blah blah blah. And then
Doyle, you bum.
Yeah. And then he hits a home run, and you think that would shut him up. No, they keep going, and then he hits a second one.
Then they're getting worse though. They're not just going. They're not just saying you suck.
Yeah. They're just up one way, down the other. And then he hits a second one, and they don't stop. And then the guy...
They're like, you're like, you fucking suck! You're a fucking whore! There's stuff like that.
Yeah, so they're 2 rows above us, and probably diagonal. So they're like over here somewhere.
Yeah.
The guy, slightly more diagonal, and...
He was just to our left.
One row behind us.
Was he? I thought he was just...
Yeah. He was 1 row.
Okay.
This guy, he turns around and goes, "Can you guys shut up?"
And we were all like, finally.
Yeah.
And
the guy goes, what does he say? Does he say or what? He's like, no.
No, I know it is. Hang on. Let me finish doing these chips. So, then the front goes, would you guys just shut the fuck up?
Oh, that's right.
And then the guy behind us, the guys that were being obnoxious, the one dude goes on a 3-minute rant to who God fucking knows who. I ain't gonna shut up. Ain't no one gonna fucking tell me to shut up. I'll fucking beat their ass. Fucking, I ain't gonna be fucking told to shut up. Fucking, and he goes on this rant about how hard he is and how much street cred he has, and ain't nobody gonna tell him to shut the fuck up. And then proceed to sit down and shut the fuck up for the rest of the game. Didn't say anything for 3 innings. We're like, what? We're like, and what's funny is the dude who turned around and said, "Would you shut the fuck up?" looked like the most timid dude in the stadium too. I would not have expected. I mean, he reminded me, no offense, of Christian a little bit, quiet, reserved. And I was like, that guy said it. I was like,
right.
all right.
Thank you. Yeah, it needed to be said. But
That one was so
thank
funny.
you to that guy. Yeah, it was so funny. Yeah, like he said, the guy was like, "I'm not gonna shut up. Nobody can tell me to shut up." I don't know what he said exactly. But basically saying that he's too hard to do that.
He's too cool to be told to shut up.
And then after his rant, proceeded not to say a word for the rest of the game.
He didn't fucking say shit.
So that was a long-winded one, but that needed to get out there because those are good stories.
Those are great fucking stories.
All right, next one of what would you do? Oh, also, if you're listening, like copy and paste whatever you need to do, the clip, or we might post a clip of these, and then you tell us what you do. Also, I think that'd be interesting.
That'd be fun.
Or personal stories. I think that'd be really cool to have.
Yeah,
also.
tell us your stories. We'll shout you out.
Yep. You're on a golf course on a Saturday afternoon. Pace of play is slower, about 4 hours, 15 minutes for 18 holes, somewhere around there. A little bit longer than usual.
Sure. Yeah.
But you're keeping pace with the group in front of you. So, like, as soon as they clear the green, you hit, and then by the time you're done, they're basically leaving the tee box. So you're kind of staying up there with them. There's a group of older men behind you that seem in a hurry and hit into you multiple holes in a row while you're on the green. What do you do? What did you do, Tyler?
So, I think, fucking, you were with me for this one. This is when we played at fucking Bluff Creek. Remember, it was kids. I believe there was some kids fucking behind us.
Oh yeah.
So, they only hit into me one time, but I wrote this question because I was wondering what would have happened if they would have done it again. So the first time, I looked back at them and flipped them the double bird and was like, what the fuck's wrong with you? And was close to just hitting their ball off the green. The second time, I would have taken their ball, gone back, and probably thrown it at them and told them to get fucked.
I was golfing by myself one time at Hidden Valley, and a guy hit into me, and I wasn't playing well, so I wasn't too happy anyways, and he hit into me, and it was right by me, so I just took one-handed with my wedge or whatever, right into the woods and kept going.
Very nice.
So it depends on my mood.
So would you confront them or just? I like to hit the ball into the woods. Would you ever confront them?
No.
Okay.
They'd be like, "Where's my ball?" I'd be like, I don't know.
Like, I don't know. Why don't you go find it? You should slow down and look for it, buddy.
Yeah, right.
Okay. This one is another true story from this past week. You're driving to work and get stopped at a red light. You need to turn right. Well, this is kind of a true story. I changed about where I was. But you need to turn right, but there is a no turn on red sign. Okay, so you're at a stoplight. Whoops. No turn on red, right? Regardless, you cannot fucking turn right on red.
Right.
The red light lasts approximately 5 minutes. Like, not like an exaggeration, actually 5 minutes. And the lady behind you is visibly and audibly crashing out, honking, threatening to run you over, and screaming out her fucking window at you, and acting like she's going to hit your car. What would you do?
I'd just put my hand to I can't do anything about it.
So, Olivia and I watched this happen. We were turning left. There's a car and then this lady. And dude, this was a legit 5 or 6 minute red light. Like, it was ridiculous. It was a multiple full song red light.
Thanks.
And this lady is having a full blown crash out. Like, screaming, yelling, cussing, smacking things, honking her horn. It says no right on red. And the person in front's going,
Right.
there's nothing to do. I would have just put the car in park and turned it off and held the keys out the window. Do you know how pissed off that would have made her?
Yeah.
I think she may have had an aneurysm at that point.
My thing is, like, I get being in a rush and stuff, but sometimes you have to realize, like, there's nothing you can do about it.
Nothing. You're just stuck. Sorry.
Yeah, right. Like, maybe you would go on a red, but not everybody's going to go on a red when it says not to.
Because the moment you do it, there's a cop sitting right there and you're going to get written.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm not doing that.
And we also do not condone the Two Guys One Week podcast and their participants do not condone the breaking of driving laws.
Or any laws.
Or any laws. We do not condone the breaking of any laws. Exactly.
All right, we'll move on to week 2 of Alex's question of the week.
Okay.
So last week was what would your walk-up song be?
Mm-hmm.
So this week I kind of have.
And no one commented what theirs would be. So please do better next time.
Colt, figure it out.
And Colt's friends.
Yeah, Carson, figure it out.
And Colt, get more friends. Some more people can watch our podcast. Come on, dude. I thought you were Mr. Popular. Why do you have 3 friends?
Yeah, I need to have the whole baseball team listen to it just to boost some numbers.
Tell them if they don't, then if they don't prove that they listen through the whole thing, they have to do conditioning.
There we go.
I like it.
You have to run the whole length of the episode.
You have to hold a low plank position the whole length of the episode. And if you fall, you have to restart.
Ooh. All right. So, last week was walk-ups. This week, what is a sports-related rule that you think should be changed and why?
Oh, shit. Okay.
I got a good one if you need to think.
Let me think here. You go ahead and tell yours. I want to think.
Okay, so mine, I think you'll agree with me, but mine is the down without contact in college football. I think that is one of the dumbest things.
So you can go down without contact.
Well, I guess anything but the NFL. If you dive for a ball and you catch it, but as soon as you touch, you're down. I think you should be able to dive, get it, and if nobody's around you, to get up and keep going. Because nobody touched you. So I don't understand the down by contact thing.
Okay. I've got a good one because we actually just fucking talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
The NCAA in collegiate baseball has introduced the safety bag at first base. And the safety bag is only applicable when running to first base. I would change that rule either to there's no safety base or the safety base is always in play regardless of if you're diving back in, if you're in a rundown, fucking whatever the situation may be. The safety base is a base, in my opinion. I don't like that it's only an applicable base when you are running through first base because if you overdive back into first and your hand slips off and goes to the next part of the base, which is if you look at it, there's no like really physical barrier between, right? It just fucking looks like it feels like one, maybe a little dip, but not much. You're not going to tell that in the moment. You're out. And that happened a couple weeks ago on a guy, and that's fucking bullshit, I think. So, yeah.
I agree just because if you're in college, like D1 college baseball, why do you need a safety base?
You don't.
Because they're striving to go to the MLB. MLB doesn't have a safety base.
No, they don't. They have a little bigger base.
I could see high school because sometimes you might have kids that don't necessarily understand what they're doing and could hurt somebody by running on the inside or something.
Yeah.
And you got hotheads that'll, and you've probably had this personally too, that try to run you over on purpose for absolutely no reason. So, so I get it. I could be talked into having it in high school, but college and
I agree. I agree. So you talk baseball and football. I'm trying to think of any other fucking sports that I would change. Anything in golf you can think of?
Foot wedge should be a club.
You would like the foot wedge.
No, I don't really have one. Not one for golf.
Ooh, here's an interesting one. I don't know how you'd ever enforce it, but so one of my true beliefs is that the reason professional golfers play so much better than non-professional golfers is because they always have somebody to find their ball. Yep. If a ball is hit into the woods, we're a traditional golfer like you and I, we don't have anyone fucking down. We don't have 8,000 people down there to fucking find it, right? I think it should become a rule that the player has to find the ball and it cannot be pointed out by a fan. Pace of play should go out the window, just like in baseball, in professional sports. I understand you don't want 9-hour rounds in professional golf because that's what these guys will fucking do. But if you're a professional golfer and you already have a caddy, right? The caddy is responsible for helping you locate your ball. It should not be the job. There should not be spotters that are locating your ball for you. You hit a bad shot, go find it, or you risk losing a stroke due to not being able to find your ball and hitting the bad shot. I think that's bull.
Right.
I don't know what you think. What do you think on
should
that?
hire a spotter for you.
Very nice.
That'd be kind of weird though. You just you playing by yourself and you got a spotter out there. Bro, you suck. I've been working double today.
Man, I'm tired.
I'm tired.
All right, Alex, I think it's time. Is it time? It's time. It is time, everybody, for this week's Ear Shitting Me Situation of the Week. All right, everybody, welcome to episode 8's Ear Shitting Me Situation of the Week. Brought to you by Charmin Ultra Soft, Chico's Bail Bonds, and Purina Dog Chow.
Oh boy.
So, in a truly bizarre sporting event in 2010, there was a football match, football as in soccer, in Argentina. That is a South American country. The incident occurred during a Primera División, let's say it, match between Argentine club teams Boca Juniors and Banfield. The match was in full swing and the players were focused on the action on the field when suddenly a dog ran onto the pitch and began to charge at one of the players, Banfield's Ezequiel Carboni. As Carboni was dribbling the ball near the sideline, the dog started aggressively charging toward him. After a brief interruption, the dog was eventually captured and removed from the field, but Carboni was left shaken. He suffered some minor injuries from a dog bite, and the match had to be temporarily stopped while the dog was escorted off the field. And for that, Alex, I have one thing to say.
I was waiting for one of the new ones. I was waiting for one of the new buttons.
Yep, that's the fourth button of the day, and there's always the fourth one sitting around somewhere waiting to have action. So he got bit by a dog while playing soccer.
Was it Bark at the Park night?
Fucking apparently, dude.
That's wild.
This is our second dog-related incident, isn't it? Is it not?
I was going to say, I thought there was another one.
I thought there was another one. I thought so. Maybe not.
Hey, you guys go back and tell us.
It would have been episode 3, so guys, go listen to episode 3 and then comment down below.
Yeah, because we don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
It's too easy for us. You guys did.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. Yeah. Okay, I have an interesting thing. Speaking of soccer, I saw a post today. I don't know who posted it. I don't know why they posted it, but there's a post about this thing. This guy was called the Ghost Keeper. Do you see this?
Mm.
So I don't know where it was. I can't. Hold on. Let me look it up because it is actually super interesting. So the premise is they're playing soccer and it gets super foggy, right?
Okay. Sure.
There's a picture of this goalie. He's standing like with his hands on his knees, like ready to go.
Sure. He's down in a ready position.
Yeah. So what they didn't know, or what he didn't know, because it's super foggy, so you can't see anything.
Sure.
What he didn't know was the match was abandoned 15 minutes prior.
Oh, so he was just fucking standing around, ready to play soccer.
Yeah, the fans left. Everybody else left.
Was he deaf?
I have no idea.
There had to have been an announcement.
It looked like it was a long time ago. It wasn't like recent.
Ah, okay. So he's just not quite smart. That's funny.
But yeah, so there's a picture. I don't remember where I saw it, but it was just so funny because
he's just like standing there. Hang on, for those of you watching, here's a demonstration.
Yeah,
very nice. All right. Hang on, for my demonstration.
Thank you.
Okay. Wow. Dude, it's always these fucking soccer stories. No, sorry, we didn't have another dog story. I feel like it was just a different soccer story. Because we had the guy get shot. I remember that. That was last week. Last week the guy. So go listen to that one, everyone. That one was funny. That one was brought to you by 6 Hour Fire. No, that was 2 weeks ago. It was 6 Hour. Last week was the horse race.
Here we
Oh,
go.
we had another dog one. No, the first. No, we're thinking of the bull one. Sorry, let's see it.
It says the game was between Chelsea FC and Charlton FC, and in the 60th minute, the referee decided to abandon the match due to poor visibility. However, Charlton's goalkeeper, Sam Bartram, unaware of the decision, continued to guard in front of his goal for another 15 minutes, completely focused on his duty.
Very nice.
Here's a
Buddy
picture.
was focused.
I don't know if you guys can see it, but
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Buddy's just fucking standing there ready to rumble. He is focused. You can get some more ASMR. Hang on.
soccer's always got the weirdest stories.
Well, here's my thought on why. So, if you think about the most played sports in the world, it's soccer, right?
That's true.
So something's bound to fucking happen, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, something's just bound to fucking happen if it was soccer with this many games. So, but yeah, that is this week's ear shitting me situation of the week. Dude, I ate like shit this past weekend. I feel fucking humongous. I did not eat enough fucking food, dude.
I was on the move so much this weekend that I didn't eat as much as I usually do.
So I didn't eat a lot, but what I ate was just fucking horrible for me, dude. I ate a lot of just like chips and candy and donuts and cinnamon rolls and
Right.
just not fucking good food.
Good,
That's
but not
okay.
good for you.
Yeah, very tasty. Speaking of which, have you ever had the Fredericks? It's the Meyer brand of potato chips. Not sponsored by. Oh, speaking of which, the 2 guys 1 week situation of the week was not brought to you actually by Chico's Bail Bond, Charmin Ultra Soft, or Purina Dog Chow, unless they want to sponsor us. Hit us up at our email, which is 2guys1week@gmail.com. Anywho, Meyer, also not sponsored if you want to be. Again, 2guys1week@gmail.com. They have their Fredericks brand, which is like the Kroger's Private Selection. It's like their fancy brand. And this is the reduced fat kettle chips on the fucking original sea salt. And you want to talk about some good ass potato chips, dude. They're really fucking, they're good, salty, they're good and crispy, good flavor. I was really shocked by them. So,
Good.
but yeah. What do you think? That was a good episode, Alex.
Yeah, I like it.
It was a good episode. What else you got? I know we got some more things to talk. We're only an hour and a half. I think we could yap for 10 more minutes. Let's yap this up.
I don't know. I got a baby upstairs getting a little antsy.
Well, that's fair. All right, you guys. Well, everyone, that is our show for today. So thank you so much for tuning in. As we always do, appreciate you spending your time with us. We'll have a new episode for you every Wednesday morning at 4 a.m. posted for you right here on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Please sure to like the episode, give us a rating, and also follow/subscribe to the show as it helps our show to continue to grow. Also, please be sure to check out our social medias. Instagram is 2guys1week. TikTok is 2guys1weekpod, and X is TGOWpod. Sure to check out all of our clips that are going to be coming out there. We have got a ton of fun clips coming for you, and a couple from past episodes, so be sure to go check those out. And then also you can comment what your favorite parts are, and also be sure to comment on those ideas for You're Shitting Me and Not You're Shitting Me, because I come up with those. But for What Would You Do? And then I think we're going to come up with a new segment next week. So keep a lookout for that, and then hopefully we'll get some viewer suggestions from that. Alex, you got anything else this evening before we sign off?
That's all I got.
All right, guys. So thanks so much for listening, and we will see you all next week.
Bye.